all sales is self-development. So it's very important to level up all aspects of your life, like going to the gym, cutting out the vices, the weed, the alcohol. We're literally living in the online digital gold rush of our generation. And as remote sales reps, we're literally just standing right in the middle of that cash flow, selling the shovels, because people are looking to level their lives up in 4 different aspects, like you just said, health, wealth, love, and happiness. Mr. Jake, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. So you're a closer, right?
Yes, sir.
What does that even mean?
Well, it means you just solve problems and help people change their lives. So that's as simple as I can put it.
While change your own at the same time, right?
Yeah, I mean, sales is literally just a self-development journey, because like from when I started being like a NPC, not having anything going for me, like everything was like in the wrong in terms of like my inputs to having everything going for me. It was just developing myself in all aspects.
Because I used to do sales. Like I used to do sales, but I was doing a sales membership job where I would sell maybe 3 or 4 people per day would be a good day. But my problem was I was probably in the wrong vehicle, because I would make $10 to $20 commission. Right. So, and I was stuck to the 9 to 5 because I had to pull up to Glasgow gym in the cold fucking gym. So I was making sales, but my commission was terrible. Like you would say for you make maybe $1,000 commission, maybe $500 commission, depending on the price. Like, and you get to travel the world, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a perfect vehicle. But even in remote sales, there's still like wrong vehicles. Like the first 2 offers I was on in remote sales provided me $0 in the first few months that I was on. And because it was still the wrong vehicle, even though it was kind of technically the right vehicle, because it's remote sales. But with remote sales, it literally determines on what offer you're on, that determines on how much money you make.
Okay. So would you say like the best kind of offers for somebody getting started would be like maybe fitness, crypto, trading? Is that where somebody would start, or like where's the money made for you?
Yeah. I mean, right now for me, any type of financial offer, that's like my bread and butter of like where I love to make money. That's because that's where the money is at right now. But I mean, it really depends on the person that's watching this, like which offer is best for you, because you could have a really in shape guy. He loves fitness. He would be probably best selling a fitness offer. Or maybe you could have a guy who's like really good at talking to girls. He's super confident. He would be good on a dating offer. So it really depends on like which offer you would have the most conviction and the most confidence and comfort talking about.
Got you.
That really determines like how good you would be as a remote salesman, for sure.
So dating, wealth, and fitness, the big kind of 3 changes is where the most money is made.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're literally living in the online digital gold rush of our generation. And as remote sales reps, we're literally just standing right in the middle of that cash flow, selling the shovels, because people are looking to level their lives up in 4 different aspects, like you just said, health, wealth, love, and happiness. So they're trying to find out ways to do this, especially with like wealth. For myself, I wanted to find out how to make money. And I went to college, like university, and I was learning from a fake guru, someone who's never touched 6 figures in her life, drove a beat up car to work, and she was teaching me how to start a business. So
bro, that's the biggest fake guru. Like, you know, these crypto traders, but that's the biggest fake guru ever. If you're learning for somebody that's teaching you that and they've never accomplished it themselves, plus they don't have the life you want to live, what a scam. So you would say college is a scam?
I'd say, I mean, 99%. I mean, from the different ways you could go, like becoming a nurse, a lawyer, maybe that would make sense. But still, then you don't have time freedom, you don't have location freedom, and you're still tied to where you don't really want to be. So overall, I'd say it's a scam, because you are like wasting valuable years of your life in your 20s studying for something that you will have to work for at least another 5 to 10 years before you can even escape that and actually start doing what you want to do. And then you're lower on energy. You don't have that much time. You probably have a family by then.
The biggest thing I've seen being in Thailand is a lot of these guys that were coming from nothing. Like Jeffrey, I met the other day, he's doing sales. He's now, I think, maybe making 10 grand a month or whatever. You've got Tanner, you've got you've got so many of these sales guys now living in Thailand, living the life they want just because of remote sales. That's fucking crazy to me. If you told me that when I was like 17, 18, 19, I'm like, what? Is that fake? Is that real? Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah, my parents can't even fathom it, to be honest. Like they were like, how are you even making money without even having a normal job? Because that's all they know. So it's like very grateful, in like my opinion, that I kind of feel every single day being able to wake up where I want, being able to spend time with my girlfriend, with you guys, and actually doing what I want to do. It's very powerful.
Fucking sick, man. So how does somebody get started? Let's say they're your brother, for example, even if you can't change his mindset, but he's got a mindset. How does he make that transition from a job, for example, to doing this? Does he have to invest in something? Does he just have to find an offer? Like, how does that blueprint look if you had to start again from nothing?
Yeah, well, first you need to realize that you have the skill of sales your entire life. If if you've ever made a friend, a girlfriend, you've ever made anyone like you, you've used the skill of sales to sell yourself to make that person like you. So first you need to realize that you have the skill. You just need to apply that skill online and get yourself in the right vehicle. And then what I did personally, I just invested like $5,000 in this like random course. I didn't even know what it was, but I saw people living out here in Thailand and I knew that I just needed to learn what they knew and apply that knowledge to my life so that I could surround myself with the right people, learn the right skills, and eventually have their life.
That's true what you said. Everything in life is a sale. Like your girlfriend, you had to sell her to go out with you. Like
exactly.
Real shit. To get the body, you had to sell yourself to go to the gym. To get anything, you had to do this podcast. We had to sell ourselves to have the money to go and do this.
Yeah. I mean, if you go crazy deep down the rabbit hole of sales, everything, all reality, it's just marketing and sales. Look at religion, the Bible. What is that? Marketing. You're selling yourself on like, Jesus died on the cross, whatever. So everything is marketing and sales.
Okay.
They kind of come hand in hand.
Cool. So how far can you take this? Like income, what is the most you think, or you've hung around with somebody's making per month doing the commission-based sales? Like how does that look? So, is it about finding the right offer, finding like getting enough sales calls? Like what is the peak, or is there a peak?
Yes, I'm not sure if there's a peak. It really determines on what offer you're on. That determines on how much money you're able to make, because you could have Jordan Belfort, Jeremy Minor, the like best salesman in the world, on the worst offer in the world. And they're going to be making scraps and pennies compared to the worst salesman on the world. Like a homeless guy on the best offer. He's going to be making a lot more than these best salesmen. So it really determines on what offer you're on. That determines how much you make. And yeah, with the cap, I've seen closers. I only know 2 right now that are making $100,000 a month.
They're making $100,000 a month.
Yeah.
Really? So they're doing like $1 million for that guy, like 10%, or how does that look? And they're getting bonuses, etc. if they're hitting that?
Yeah, there's super high ticket offers like 25K, 50K.
That's true. Yeah. Because the peak isn't 10K.
No.
The peak is what it can be anything. It could be $1 million sale. That's crazy.
It's insane. There's so much potential. And like, if someone has such a big pain point in their lives, whether it be financial, health, relationship, whatever it is, they're likely to pay any amount of price in order to solve that problem.
Crazy. So how does somebody... I know you helped Yawn, right, recently, and he's killing it from your little Discord group, man. Like what I've seen, I think how much he's doing, like $4,000 or something now?
Yeah.
From nothing.
He's actually, he's one of my craziest students. Like he started in 2 days.
We were at the cigars the other day. I remember Henry, right? So it was his first day. His next day was, I think he made $1,000 at the gym when we were there. Like, and he's already making sales just like that.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Well, it's just being able to learn from the right person, putting yourself in the right position, and of course, having that work ethic, because you can have all the knowledge in the world, but unless you take action, unless you go after like what you already know to do, then you're never going to get anywhere in life.
So how did he find the influencer in the first place? What is the steps? Is it just Loom videos blasting them, or is it like, because I get hit on Instagram, so many DMs, hey, I'll sell this, blah, blah, blah. But the only really guys I've paid attention to is guys that have sent me like custom looms and like really like made it personal.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't it pretty annoying when someone like DMs you like just a random message? Hey, do you mind if I send this video? Hey.
Bro, so many times. And I didn't even know what this world was but until I really met you. But is that like the low effort way, like the Indian editor way to do it? How does somebody get ahead of those guys and find a good offer? Is it just blasting looms, or is that the way?
Yeah. So I mean, most people, the standard is so low right now. Everyone just wants to do the bare minimum in order to get the maximum out of life. And that's just not going to work. So what I tell my students is basically to put in as max effort and max quality into these personalized videos and sell yourself. This is your first test in remote sales, is to sell yourself to these influencers, to these online businesses on why you would be a good fit to start closing deals for them.
So what did Jon say? Just, hey, blah, 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 here's how I could help you, and just be super personal, super nice, and just send a bunch of them, and eventually 2 or 3 over supply and you get a job, right?
I mean, he only sent 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is there some script that you keep hitting? Is that the...
It's not really a script. It's just about like being as authentic and genuine as possible and just saying, hey, my name is Ryan Little. I'm 21. I live in Bangkok, Thailand. I really love and respect what you do, helping people get out of the 9 to 5 with crypto trading. And I just was wondering if you have any cold, dead leads that you've probably given up on. That
it's funny you say that, because I've had maybe 2 of them hit the inbox, and if it was a few, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm fucking interested, right? But all the other 999 has just been a fucking boring ass duplicated text, and it's like, hey, blah, 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 blah. But the guys that are asking you just to reach out like that, it's just like, hey, I would actually hire them. I would bring them on immediately.
Yeah. And
they could be making money tomorrow if we've already got calls for the influencer.
Yeah, I think it's just like the perfect formula is time plus consistency plus intensity. That's the formula with outreaching.
Okay.
Is to be able to do the numbers super high quality and then just waiting. That's all it is.
So Jan's changed his life.
Yeah. I mean, he had no cash flow. He was just relying on music, and now he made $4K in just 2 weeks. His first 2 weeks of actually starting in remote sales.
Okay. If you're an introvert can you be taught this, or like, is that still a strategy? Like, do you have to be like, blah, 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 blah? Is that like, do you think anybody can do remote sales?
Yeah, I mean, would you say Jan is an introvert?
Yes.
Yeah, so even he's doing it.
Yes, that's that. I mean, even what's her name said that to me. I was like, no way can Jan make any money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just too quiet. He's just too by himself, but you know, it's working for him. Like, I always think about my brother. I was like, could he do sales? But just like you said, he's probably the same as Jan.
Yeah. I mean, he's better than Harry already.
Like you, Harry. Do you start as an appointment setter, right? Is that like where more people would start, or like they obviously make less money, but Jan didn't even do that, right? He kind of skipped that phase. He went to
closing.
Yeah. So
it really depends on your skill level and your like self-development journey, because all sales is self-development. So I have a few students, they're not quite there yet to be a closer. So it's very important to level up all aspects of your life, like going to the gym, cutting out the vices, the weed, the alcohol, making sure you look the part to actually close deals, because I have some people hitting me up, probably hitting you up as well. They just like have shaggy hair.
Yeah, bro, fat people.
Pimples, yeah,
fat people really annoy me. I hate it. I'm a fat, I don't. Yeah, if you're fat, like how can I let you in my business if you can't even control what you put in your body? Like there's no way, your brain's foggy. There's no way, if you can't control what you put in the body, you can make good sales. Like just be in, would you say just get in shape, or you don't have to get jacked, but just get in shape and just have good discipline, wake up time. And that just shows that you're capable.
Yeah, 100%. Because like if you have brain fog, if you're fat, if you're lazy, how do you expect to operate a sales call when you have to be very present, no brain fog, be very clear, and just be in the moment so you can help the prospect as best as possible?
Yeah, so if you're fat, stop eating the junk food.
Yeah, just stop eating. Simple.
Okay. So you've changed your life. I've seen many sales guys change their life. What is the next steps for you? Like, is it finding more offers? Is it just, answering more calls? Obviously, you got your own offer. You help that as well. Is it scaling that? Like, what are your next steps in this? You went from here to here. How do you go from here to here?
Yeah. So, I mean, with remote sales, I don't think it's the end all be all, especially if you guys are trying to make it in the world, if you're trying to travel, have location freedom, time freedom, and eventually financial freedom. Remote sales is just the vehicle to get you there. You need to find what your true passion is, what your true desired output is in life, and then just use remote sales as the right vehicle in order to get there. So like for me, I've been making videos ever since I was a kid, like the Lego movies where you're like,
you're that guy?
Yeah.
Shit, bro. Where's these channels? Can we show?
I mean, they're on my iPhone 4. So they're long gone.
Okay. So you've been in the game for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like I really want to scale a YouTube channel and just maybe get to 100,000 subs. And that just takes the exact formula I just told you: time, consistency, and intensity.
And then you would find your own closers and you train them up and you bring your own students as well. You make them a bunch of money. Just everybody wins.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. I think that's what Tanner's doing, right? He's starting to get a lot of skill. Are you running ads yourself, or?
Not right now. I'm just focused on organic. Like, I have like 2 YouTube channels. So I'm just.
How many videos you posting a day now? Did you scale down?
Yeah, I'm just doing 2 a day.
Okay. So you went from 5 to 2. I told you 5 was too much.
Yeah, it's more realistic too.
Okay. What are you talking about?
Mainly just talking to my younger self. So with YouTube videos, a lot of people, especially fake gurus, they just like to talk and flex. But for me, I just like to pretend I'm talking to my younger self. When I was just jerking off, playing video games, smoking weed, I'd pretend I'm talking to.
And if you're jerking off, bro.
Yeah.
I think, was it Orlando had a porn addiction?
Yeah.
Sorry, Orlando. I was watching this and I was like, bro, just stop it, bro. I never understand people that fucking jerk off like that. Because how can you expect to find the girl of your dreams if you're just jerking off? And if you jerk off, I'm sure the motivation is just gone.
Yeah, I mean, what's in your balls is literally the liquid motivation. So, I mean, you need that.
Okay, so stop being fat. Stop jerking off. What else are you doing? Are you getting up early? Are you setting a bedtime? How does your day look? How does somebody that's jerking off, that's fat as fuck, how can he change that just like that? What is the schedule?
Yeah, so I mean, the reason people even are fat, they have all these vices because they don't have any real goals or any real problems. So they're creating those problems for themselves because a lot of men out there, they have this war mindset instilled in them, but there's no war going on. There's no problems to be solved. So they're using that war mindset to attack themselves, getting fat, jerking off. So they need to find something worth fighting for to use that war mindset in the right way. So that way they can fight for something that actually means something and not just destroying themselves.
Good. You think it's a young man's game? If you're 40, can you do this?
I mean, yeah, 100%. I've seen 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. It just really depends on what offer you're on that like really determines like which would be best for like your age. Cause like for your offer, I think like my age and up would probably be best, like maybe 20 to 50. But for some offers, if it's like this very young influencer, like maybe 18 to 22, it just wouldn't make sense to have a 50-year-old. It's like someone who's young as well.
The desired outcome is like the closer should kind of be there. I think Orlando even said that he's really into fitness, but if he was fat as fuck, like if your closer's fat as fuck and you're selling fitness,
it just doesn't make sense.
The close rate is just going to be 5%, surely, right?
It's very important to have that conviction and that self-respect that you did it yourself, so that way you can help other people do the exact same.
What about girls? Is there a lot of girl closers out there? I know there's some that maybe get their tits out, but like, is there girls out there that can do this, or you just think this is a man's game?
No, I mean, girls could be the absolute best closers, even better than like the best salesman, because they have the influence of like being a woman, of course. So like when you hop on a call with like a woman and you're like, I need to think about it. You don't say that because you want to impress that woman and be like, I'll do this because I want to impress you.
Women closers out there, hit them up. So let's say that I don't know, if you are a woman, or like, is it the same game as like, do you have to be like boom, boom, boom? Or like, if you're a woman, like, is it like a testosterone? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it like, do you have to have the fight in you for this game?
I mean, it just really depends on like being present on the call. I mean, you don't need that fight. You don't need the objection handling. You don't have to be like Andy Yelly. Do you know him?
Is that the bald guy that got exposed? For like fucking his coworker or something. I mean, I don't know if it's true. I mean, I know the guy you mean. He's blew up actually quite a lot.
He's like a cold-blooded killer closer. Like with that mindset, you don't need to have that. It's just all about being present and helping the prospect as best as possible, and just taking yourself out of the equation and just doing everything for the prospect's kind of benefit, and just taking yourself out of the commission, out of the outcome, and just focusing on helping solve the problem that the prospect has.
Because it's funny you say that. I seen you live close for me in Dubai, actually. Me, you, Alex, I just bought this watch, and Tanner, we're all in the lobby, and you closed a 10K deal. You made 1K commission on an iPhone in a hotel lobby. So that was fucking eye-opening, because I've never seen that side. I just collect the money. I've never seen like a live close happening. It's not the best environment. There's fucking noise and everything going wrong. You just put on a t-shirt. You're doing this on your iPhone and you make 1K. So you really can do this type of gig anywhere in the world.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the living proof of like what's actually possible.
Bro, I was amazed.
Yeah.
I was like, you just made 1K, you just made me 10 or 9 profit. And I was like, that's it. So just people are just too lazy or just too much of a pussy to get started.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just like the fact that all of these businesses work, e-commerce, remote sales, day trading, all of them work. It's just the fact that people get started down the path, and then right when things get hard, they give up and get right back to where they started, because each one of them is a path to a certain desired output. But then once an obstacle comes up, once it gets a little bit hard and it seems like all hope is lost, then they just give up and move on to another business. And that's why most people fail.
What do you think about people? I hate to go down this route, but like, let's say I don't believe in trading, right? Do you have to believe in the product? Like, is that a big thing? Like, if I was a closer, I would rather do maybe something with like crypto, or maybe something with fitness, where I'm like, I can really change somebody's life, rather than maybe a trading offer where it's like 100x leverage, where it's like you get rich quick scheme. Like, do you think somebody has to like believe in the offer themselves, or at least like it, or they can just fuck it, who cares? Or it just depends what kind of person you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it really depends on what type of person you are. But I mean, for me, I have to have high conviction in what I'm selling, that it actually helps people, because then kind of selling your soul in a way, because you're like lying about the product, saying it's going to make them successful, but then they get fucked. Yeah,
that would be something I would think. So if it was me, I would maybe do fitness or something, maybe dating as well. I'd be cool with that. But if it's some trading thing, I'd be like, maybe I'll find something else. Yeah. But maybe at the beginning stage, if I have to make the money, I would maybe use that as cash flow, and then be like, okay, I'm kind of done here. Let me find another offer. Can you stack offers?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's just all about time management and what your goals actually are. Because if you want to make $10,000 a month and the offer that you're on is only providing you $5,000 or $4,000, find another offer that's able to easily provide you that extra income to get to your goals.
So maybe if somebody starts with like a $2,000 offer, if they make 10, 15%, it's all about stacking and trying to go higher up as well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Jan, his goal is to make $10,000 a month, but I mean, he already made $4,000 in 2 weeks on his first 2 weeks.
Well done, Jan.
He's already kind of reached his goals, because in the next 2 weeks, there's no way he makes less than $4,000, because that was his first trial. And now he's already a little bit experienced, and he'll definitely make more. Yeah. So he doesn't need to find another offer, even though he planned to get 2 offers in the first place.
And he can still live his life, go to the gym, even scale up his YouTube channel as well if he wants. And that's the beautiful thing. You have your calendar, you know what times you're going to be on calls, and it's like, hey, you've got all this free time where you can work on your own thing, or you can just jerk off all day if that's what you really want to do.
Yeah. So I think that's a very important thing as well. Like with remote sales as the vehicle to get you to where you want to go, find something that's bigger than yourself that you want to go for. Like with Jan, music; with me, YouTube. So find something else that you truly want to do and just use remote sales as cash flow to provide you like food, shelter, everything else. And then do the thing that you actually want to do on the side.
And it's always a skill. You're always learning.
Yeah,
that's what I really like about it. Like you can do this forever, and sales is never going anywhere. It's been around forever. It's crazy, man. When I first came here, I was like, what the fuck are you guys all doing? It didn't make sense to me because I thought everybody was like a YouTuber. They had their own thing, but I never understood because I used to sell low ticket, a $99 subscription. I never understood there was like an in-between man on these high ticket offers that they could actually collect that cash flow. It's always been great. Even now, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, right now, like with sales, like I know you used to do it in the past to the gym membership. Like, what was the main objection you would get working as a sales?
Yeah, we can talk. Well, that's the thing, right? So sometimes the main one is, hey, my wife's not here. I need to go home and think about it. And me being a rookie, and again, I was getting base salary. I didn't really care. I was complacent at this time. I was like,
$20 commission, right?
Yeah, I was like, okay, go home. And they would never come back.
Yeah.
So how does somebody like, hey, you maybe done some of my calls. My wife, like, are they just being a cuck or like, do they need to get that wife? How do you close that? Like, how do you get there?
The partner objection, I really hate that one the most because I would never myself be a cook like that. But I mean, it really depends on like, you have to find that out during the discovery because with sales calls, the discovery is like 80 to 90% of the call. That's when you pre-handle all the objections. So that way objections don't even exist in your reality.
Okay.
So like making sure during the discovery, you're asking the right questions, making sure that they're able to make a decision for themselves. So that way at the end of the call, you don't have to worry about, I never really make decisions without my wife. Give me a few days and I'll talk it over at dinner. And then they never come back.
They never come back.
Yeah.
They never come back.
The wife.
Yeah. They never come back. Yeah. So the other one is probably, okay, you're selling my product. Let's say you're going for the 10K close. 10K is a lot of money. I need to think about it. Like, you could do the payment plan. Yeah. You could do obviously the finance one I learned about the other day, which is crazy. Like, how do you get somebody to commit? Like, I noticed you in Orlando were talking about the hotel canal. That's where I got to in your video. That was kind of cool. It's like, hey, if you maybe invested in a bad course before, but like, you never know what that next course, because we bought bad courses. I've bought many bad courses. I've bought so many e-com, so many YouTube courses, but like, I've had to buy all the shit ones to get to the good one. If I stopped at the first one, I'm like, YouTube's course is a scam. Yeah. Like, I would just stop there forever. So if it's too expensive, how do you do that?
Yeah, first you need to find out like if the price, if it was free, like would they still do it? Does it still align with their goals? And then from there, just making sure that everything adds up, everything is aligned with what they truly desire, with their desired output. And then you go back into the conversation about, okay, so if you're able to make, if it's like a $10,000 product, like you're asking them like, okay, so in the next 30 to 60 days, like, do you think you'll make the 10,000?
E.g. Jesse for my guy. Jesse was looking at making 5K, he's making 30K a month now, which is fine. It might not continue, but he's already made back his, I think we closed him at 6. And even the other day, you closed one at 6, right? For me, we set it in XRP. I dumped that shit so fast. I was like, let me take profits. But we already doing a discovery or the onboarding call today. So it's just like, I just woke up and you already closed the deal. Yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy. You got your commission and you're on to the next one.
With remote sales, it's so powerful. Like, you just wake up. For me right now, like, I'm just waking up, closing deals, and then going about the rest of the day, going to the gym, making YouTube videos, smoking cigars with the boys, getting hit in the face with boxing.
What about, I need to think about it.
I need to think about it.
Is that just the same shit?
I mean, that's probably the most common objection.
I need to think about it.
And that's just because it's literally just a smoke screen every single time. So first you need to kind of figure out if this would be a good fit for them, if it fits their goals, and then try to find out and isolate the objection on what's the real objection behind the I need to think.
Because it's not real, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of loop them around. So like, I need to think, what do you need to think about?
It's either like a value, trust.
They don't believe in it, something like that.
Yeah. So you need to figure out ways to be able to get them to see your vision and your point of view on how it is worth it to them. Because I mean, I had a sales call with one guy for you, and he said he needed to think about it. Because he didn't know if it was a good thing. Robert, remember him?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck Robert. But yeah, I mean, he had no job.
Fuck Robert.
Yeah. Fuck Robert.
Fuck Robert.
He left his job. He had no income and he just had savings. He had no other way.
Yeah.
So he said he needed to think about it, even though crypto is the only option for him, because that's the only way he can go to be able to make income, or else he would have to go back to the 9 to 5. So being able to shift his perspective into knowing that this is like the only option that you have right now, because if not, you're guaranteed to go back to the job that you hate. So you need to be able to shift their mindset and their beliefs, because he also had a like very deep limiting belief that he didn't want to be successful himself. Like, he had all these mental problems. Yeah. And you saw the way he looked at
I mean, you're just really problem solving, right? You're just taking him through the journey, you're talking about the pain points that they have, and then you're just seeing if it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You can't force, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it, but you can't really force them. You can definitely use your time. I remember, you know, Sam Ovens.
Yeah.
So Sam Ovens, like the OG, I actually bought his course because I was going to do this by myself. I never really did it that much, but like he had this whole Sam Ovens script. And it was actually good. Like it was like he talked about all the objections, talked about all the closes, he talked about the funnels, etc. And yeah, do you have like a script, or you just kind of raw dog it, or like do you recommend people does John have a script?
Yeah. So I recommend everyone eventually go scriptless, but when you're first starting off, have that script to see the structure of the sales call from point A to point Z. So that way you kind of know how to go from that straight line to like them joining the call, framing the call, diving into discovery, figuring out what their pains are, their motivations, if they're financially qualified, of course, and if they even have a problem, and then just solving that problem.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, right now I don't use any scripts just because I like to be fully present, fully aware on the call, because if you have a script, if you're taking notes, you're not being fully present, you're always just looking away and not trying to help the prospect.
But it's just reps, right? It's just reps. Every call, like the Jeffrey guy, he's done over 1,000 calls. I'm pretty sure his first call was dog shit. Dog shit.
Same with me.
Dog shit?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, actually, I got my first sale on my first call as a setter.
Really?
But that was because I had $0 and I needed the sale. So, I mean, yeah, with selling, like you never really get good at selling until you need to start selling.
What about those bad months? We've had some bad troughs. Like how does somebody go maybe 14 days, they're getting 6 calls a day and they're not closing? How do you go through the pain? Like how do you survive? Yeah,
those droughts do happen no matter how good you are as a closer. It's just all about staying steady, no matter if you're really good or really bad, and just always staying consistent and doing the right inputs and not falling off, not being discouraged that maybe you're getting some sales, maybe you're not getting some sales. Because
I'm sure it's a sum average, right? Let's say you do 100 calls and you do this for a long enough time. You should know if we do 100 calls, we'll get X amount. Even if we go 2 weeks without a sales, maybe the next 3 will get bam, back to back.
Exactly.
You should know your average close rate. You should know the numbers. And if you can know the numbers, it should just be like, okay, how many calls do I need to take?
Yeah. That's exactly what happened to Jan. Like the first 2 days, he made like 2K. And then the next 2 days, he made 0.
Yeah.
So it's all about the reps, is like you just said, and being able to make it through those tough times to see like who you really are and what you'll do when times get hard. Because some people, they get so discouraged, like, I'm going to take a week off, reflect.
They go back to the jacking off. They start eating junk food again, and they're back at square one. Yeah. What is a good close rate?
I'd say anywhere from 30 to 50%. It just really depends on the offer, the marketing and stuff like that.
Okay. The influencer, how strong he is, etc., how good his brand is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of fluctuates from offer to offer, like how good the close rate is.
And you shouldn't get discouraged. You might do 10 days in a row, but you don't get anything. But you never know. If you just keep going and going and going, like it's not going to be playing. I told Joe, the brother, he's in an appointment center and he's booking some calls. But like, hey, bro, we're not even going to start counting revenue. Just first 2 months, just book as many calls as possible, right? And then the leads will get better. Just numbers will get better. We can start tracking this.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I told him.
Like with remote sales, like you can always like better your skills, but it really determines on what offer you're on. Because no matter how good your sales skills are, if you're on a shit offer, you're still going to be making scraps and pennies.
Yeah, don't sell gym memberships.
Yeah,
if my close rate was 100%, you could have the 10%, 5%. You would still make more money than me.
Exactly.
Because my offer, or the gym's offer, I give me $20 a sale, $15 a sale. So I could never make really $1,000 commission a month. It was impossible.
Yeah.
Even with 100% close rate.
And I had a few people actually message me. They were saying that they don't want to get into sales, but they still are in sales. They're just not getting paid for it. They're selling themselves to their friends, family, girlfriends, but they're not making any money whatsoever.
How can you help people?
So mainly just kind of holding their hand. I've helped around 35 people so far get to at least 10,000 a month, because I mean, as a man, that's like the bare minimum.
Bare minimum standard nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. To be able to start living the life of your dreams. And with remote sales, you have not only time freedom and location freedom, but you eventually have financial freedom, especially if you live out here in Thailand. I mean, if you make like 2,000 a month, you're already living comfortably.
But you know what's crazy, man? To make 10K, if you're on maybe a 10K offer like mine, you only need 10 sales a month. If that influencer's booking 3, 4, 5, 6, I think we've got 7 today, calls a day, you just need 10 sales. And then you can be fucking lazy. If you just want to be lazy, you can do all your work in 7 days. If you do well, 14 days, and you can just do whatever you want after that. If you just want to make 10K, of course you could go sky's the limit, but it's crazy, man. You only need 10 sales at 10% commission if you just want to make a 10K offer, 10K a month. Yeah,
and imagine having 10,000 a month in Thailand, where it's like 1/3 of the cost than like the US, the UK, Australia. And you're able to kind of ball out, save, invest, and start doing what you actually want to do.
And I think the main thing is like the freedom. The freedom is the most important, because you could, even if you offered me $1 million to work a job, I would still not choose it because I'd have to go there 9 to 5. Yeah. Even $2 million a month, $3 million a month. I might milk it, but like I would never, like I couldn't work there a long time because I'm tied to that guy.
Yeah.
So freedom, I think, is number one if you're starting out.
Yeah, 100%. Because like, would you rather have all the money in the world and be stuck in a mansion with 10 Lamborghinis, or be able to travel the world, go where you want, when you want, with who you want? Like, which one would you kind of pick?
Yeah, I'm freedom all the time, man. Way less money as well. What do you do with your money? Do you invest? Do you
Yeah. So right now I'm
it?
just stacking, traveling, investing in myself, different courses, masterminds, kind of like you.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I ultimately like increase my skill set, increase my knowledge, and get in the right networking groups. Because I mean, the more people you know that are very successful and you surround yourself with success, then you're literally guaranteed success for yourself as well.
How you avoid FOMO? You start making all this money. Like, how do you stop buying the fucking watches? Like, how do you, or maybe you might want to do that. Like, how do you, like, is that for you?
I think it's just like setting rewards for yourself. So once I get like 100,000 saved, then I'll buy my first Rolex.
Nice.
Yeah.
Same place?
Cool.
The buy guy?
Yeah. Maybe
if we can go back.
Oh, yeah,
I think it was like 15K, 10K. I think Tanner wanted the same one. Because it's a reward. I remember, this is so gay, but I remember watching Hamza way back in the day, and he always used to set many rewards. If he sold this, he was selling fitness back then. If he sold this many, what he would do was he would treat the girlfriend and him to like maybe a weekend away in like a lodge in Scotland, right? So he always set many rewards to treat himself. And I think that's good as well. Like this for me was a big reward. Like it was just nice to do. But like, I think you always have to love the game.
Yeah.
If you don't love the game, it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you got to wire your dopamine to the work, or else your dopamine will be wired elsewhere to jerking off, eating junk food, and not in the right places.
Last thing I want to say is, what is this?
Oh,
Do you need this?
good little snus. I mean, you don't need it, but it's always good to have it, you know?
You more wired than this?
I mean, yeah, coffee, modafinil, snus. I mean, that's all you need to be locked in for 8 sales calls a day.
But you don't need that, guys.
You don't need it, guys. Yeah,
You don't need
not selling you, no commission.
Well, good.
Yeah. Pleasure, brother.
Buy his shit. He's changed a lot. He changed John's life in one day, really.
Yeah.
One day. He's now making a full-time income and he can work on his YouTube channel. I remember cigars, me, you, and him. He was making nothing.
Yeah.
And literally next day he made 2K.
Yeah.
At the gym. Yeah.
Even if you're not getting into remote sales, get into like a sales position as either a car salesman, maybe wholesales and real estate. Get into some type of sales position, because not only are you going to build up your sales skills, but you're going to learn about what it actually takes to be able to close a deal. So that way, if you get started in remote sales in the future, you're able to translate that ability online so you can easily level up as fast as possible.
Everything in life is a sale.
Yeah.
Everything. GG. See you in the next one.
Yes, sir.